right now on here, so you just unmute it when you use the guitar.
Do I need to mute it again?
Just in case it, yeah, I mean, if it starts feeding back or something, I'm just gonna sit right here, so I'm gonna do happens, I can kind of just go up and, yeah. They asked if a family member could sit in each one of these for the camera shot, but I said if it's okay, I'm gonna sit right here just because. Yeah. So you have the back of my head and all.
1, 2, 1, 2. Keep going. Check in, check. The one check.
That was my essay.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the Catholic Information Center. Thanks for being here tonight. It's a great pleasure to have this amazing singer-songwriter, daughter of God, lover of Jesus' heart, and Little Flower fan, Marie Miller, and her good buddy Kenny Klaus. So we're thrilled you're here. I didn't know you were coming, Kenny. I'm just so excited. I think that's made my night. Anyway, welcome. We're just delighted and truly honored here at the CAC. My name is Angelica Tom, by the way. I get the honor and privilege of running the events here, so we will have more events come September, so check back on our website, and hopefully Marie and Kenny will come back. If you can do this once a quarter. Great. Anyway, Marie Miller is a multifaceted artist and speaker who weaves music, humor, and storytelling to convey God's love for us and our opportunity to share that love with others. And you all get to experience that within this next hour. By the way, after this debut performance presentation, Marie will celebrate Marie with a toast out there with some sparkling wine and some cake and more happy hour refreshments as well. She was really precocious. So at age 17, she signed by Curb Records, and during her Curb years, she recorded a #1 Christian song, You're Not Alone, and has had many songs featured in movies and television shows. After much thought and prayer, she left Curb to create Little Dreams, her first independent album. And that album's title track premiered on Billboard, and its most popular single, Imaginary Friends, was streamed over 1 million times on iTunes. So let's make The Way of Love streamed at least 1 billion times, so everybody download and tell your friends. As a live performer, she's opened for the Backstreet Boys. That's so cool. The Wallflowers, actually, I'm that old, so I like them more. Toured with Five for Fighting and headline shows in listening rooms across the country. She's had, wow, I didn't know this. You shared the main stage with Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Robert, Andrea Bocelli, and Aretha Franklin, and performed for Pope Francis. Actually, I saw that in Philly. I was way in the back. Way, like in some parking lot. And this past May, she has just released her second independent album, The Way of Love, based on the writings and the life of Saint Thérèse of Lisieux. You can discover more of Marie's music on her website, which is mariemillermusic.com, mariemillermusic.com. And afterwards, she also has a bunch of things that's Marie music related that you can purchase, and I'll be happy to bring you up in the conference room. But let me get out of the way. Marie Miller.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Angelica. Always, you're amazing, and it's just a great honor to be at the Catholic Information Center. I'm a huge fan of the CIC. I go here all the time, and so it's kind of fun to be able to present here. I'm going to start with a song, though, that, as much as I tried, would not fit into a presentation about St. Thérèse. It's a song that I wrote. It's called 6'2". So we'll just start with that and then begin the presentation. Oh Lord, I've been praying for somebody I've never seen. I don't care what he looks like, as long as he loves me. Well, I'm not particular, but could he have blue eyes, just like the sky in the morning, radiant light, and 6'2" is my favorite height. Lord, I don't care what he looks like. I've been given so long, son, waiting for him to come around. But if you're teaching me patience, I'm willing to wait this one out. I'll be patient, but could you meet by the 1st of July, so it'll hold my hand as they light up the sky and marry me on an April night. Lord, take your sweet, sweet time. It's whatever I want. I'm not particular. So if he has green eyes, that would be fine, or brown hair, well, that's quite alright. But 6'2" is still my favorite height. Lord, I don't care. Could we meet by the 1st of July, so we'll hold my hand as I light up the sky and marry me. Oh, marry me. Marry me on an April night. But take your sweet, sweet time. And Lord, I don't care what he looks like. Thank you so much. So we are going to go on a journey on the way of love. And what does that mean? Well, it's going to be a musical presentation, which will be a combination of my songs and stories and the life and writings of St. Thérèse. Now, why did I choose St. Thérèse to be our guide on the way of love? Well, it's because she told me a secret. Honestly, it's a secret that I thought I already knew. And it is this idea of God's merciful love for us. We've heard of the little way, right? And we've heard about this whole idea of doing even the littlest things for love towards love. John Paul II declared St. Thérèse a doctor of the Church in 1997. He writes of her, "Thérèse, with the disarming simplicity of a little way, which by returning to the essentials leads to the secrets of all life, the divine love." St. Thérèse says, "I'm a very little soul who can offer very little things to our Lord." Now, our culture doesn't really like the word little. We like big, right? We like bigger portions. We like bigger houses. We like bigger salaries. The bigger, the better. I am no stranger to this. I wanted to be a big star from the time that I was 7 years old. I remember I was doing a play with my sister and my cousins, and we were supposed to have a script, but I, without telling them, right before we started, threw my script down on the floor and ad-libbed my whole part. And in my mind, I had stolen the show. I was a big star. And really, as a performer, it's a good thing, right? To have more YouTube views and bigger audiences. But if my whole goal in life was to become a big star, I failed pretty miserably. And I don't say that to be self-deprecating, but I'm always just really excited when I perform a show and I just don't know every single person that's here. Thank you guys, whoever I don't know. And hi, Mom, you know? Do we need to switch the thing? No, we don't need to. This is Kenny Kohlhaas. He's my highly paid, just kidding, we're bartering for this gig, friend that is helping us out tonight. So it's pretty awesome.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, let's give it up for Kenny. Kenny and I have been playing since I was 15, which was only like, what, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
No, it's not like that anymore. But it's been a great gift, and he's going to come up and play a little bit later. So if you're me, and you're thinking, wow, I never was a big star, that's kind of a bummer, right? That can happen. But even if you're not a performer, all of us maybe feel like we are living a littler life than we had hoped, right? Maybe we thought we'd have a more successful job, or we thought that we would get more attention at parties or in meetings, that we'd have a bigger community. We all are living just a little bit littler than we thought. But here's the thing, here's the secret. The little way is the key that unlocks the prison of this bigness that we need to have, right? And if the infinite God becomes an infant, is it okay that we're little too? Thérèse says this beautiful thing. She says, your arms by Jesus are the elevator, which will take me up to heaven. There is no need for me to grow up. On the contrary, I must stay little and become more and more so. God has a dream for each one of our lives, and it's quite all right if it's little. Afraid? Oh no, I'm not afraid. Even though I'm tired, even though I'm lost, well, oh, things aren't going well. I've forgotten my own name. One like blue flames inside of me. These are my dreams. There's thousands of streams. Just trying to look the wind right out of me. And all night dreaming little dreams of you. Oh, you couldn't understand. When you close your eyes, you couldn't see what matters to me. This is everything. It's the reason why I came. It's the reason why I stay there. You breathe. These are my little dreams. There's 1,000 kinds of streams. I'm just trying to look the wind right out of me. And I'll die dreaming little dreams that only I can see, that I'll believe in till they touch the sky. These are my little dreams. There's 1,000 guys on a stream, just trying to knock the wind right out of me. But I'll die dreaming Rings. Thank you so much. Well, I love The Lord of the Rings so much. Are there any Lord of the Rings fans in the house tonight? Yeah. That was a really sad showing. This must not be a very homeschool crowd. But I love The Lord of the Rings for so many reasons. But I love it because it's a story of a hero's journey. And an unlikely hero, right? A hobbit. These stories like Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, The Hunger Games, right? They're about kids or little people doing things that are changing the world. And it's a common template of stories. And so I just want to go through. It involves a hero which goes on an adventure, is victorious in a decisive crisis, and comes home changed or transformed. And I think we resonate with these unlikely heroes, these stories about adventure and battles, because it reminds us of the spiritual adventure. If we try to make this life and anything like home, we're always disappointed, right? If it's not a pilgrimage towards home, if it's not an adventure towards home, it's very disappointing. One of my favorites, Blessed Carlo Acutis, says that the infinite is our homeland. Saint Thérèse also knew that this life was not our home, and her life was not very easy. When she was only 4 years old, her mother died of breast cancer, and Saint Thérèse struggled emotionally and physically for many years until she was healed miraculously at age 10. Later in life, her dad would develop dementia and not even be there for her religious professions at Carmel. Saint Thérèse believed in a better homeland. And she says, since childhood, I had been certain that one day I would leave my dark world far behind. I do not think that this was only from what I had heard. The very desires and intuitions of my inmost heart assured me that another and more lovely land awaited me. This is my song, Homeland. I was hoping for quite a life with you, but the cost was too great, the path was too true, so I packed up my lights and left for unknown. The road was greater, we're fighting this time, and the journey's finally over. I'll come back to you, and our home forever. Sometimes I wish that I could just turn back on this divided fire. Soft green grass, but some deeper inside of her soul is keeping me on this road. We're fighting in this land, and the journey's finally over. I'll come back to you, and our home forever. We're fighting inside, and the journey's finally over. I will come back to you, and our home and forever.
Thank you. It's really hard. He's so smart. Thank you, Kevin.
If anybody knows me, which is half the room, I'm pretty uncoordinated, so I'm going to be extremely excited if I don't fall tonight, all right? I've got to have goals in life, and sometimes they have to be little. This is what we're learning from Thérèse. So how do we stay home-bound, heaven-bound, when all around us is earth? I think that the secret weapon on this adventure towards heaven is the Eucharist. And Pope Benedict XVI said that Saint Thérèse made the Eucharist the center of her life. So beautiful. When I was 16 years old, I knew that if I told my mom that I wanted to take the car and that my destination was church, that she would let me go. And so I thought, well, I'm going to adoration, I'm going to Mass. But even though my intentions were not the best, I started falling in love with Jesus and the Eucharist through visiting him, especially in adoration, and then eventually falling in love with him in the Mass. In 2019, I moved from Nashville to Virginia, and I was so excited. I'm very social. I was thinking I'm going to go to all these parties and events and lectures and join this awesome community here in Arlington and DC. And I remember, maybe some of you guys were there, that St. Thomas More Cathedral in Arlington had a young adult mass and then a jazz event afterwards. And I was super excited about this event, and then I was going on a date with this guy that I had a big crush on afterwards. And I ran up after, right before I went on the date, and I ran to the cathedral. I said, "Thank you, Jesus, so much for my amazing, incredible life that you've given me. Everything is going my way." Well, flash forward to March 2020, right? My career was totally, kind of just like on a standstill because of COVID. And all those events and parties were canceled, as you guys remember. And the guy that I had a crush on was long gone by then. And I remember going back to that cathedral. And I went into the church, the church that was bustling last time I was there with all the young adults. And it was just Jesus and I. And I thought that I'd lost everything, but everything was contained in there. And I realized that Tolkien has this beautiful quote. He's writing a letter to his son, and he says, "Out of the darkness of my life, so much frustrated, I put before you the one great thing to love on earth, the Blessed Sacrament. There you will find romance, glory, honor, fidelity, and all the true ways of your loves upon earth." St. Thérèse of Lisieux is you who, through the ascending into inaccessible light, yet stay in our valley of tears, hidden under the appearance of a small white host, to nourish me with your substance. Wherever we are, whatever we're going through, Jesus wants to accompany us, and he is the sweetest company. Out of the darkness of my life, so much frustration and pain, I find quiet in the kingdom, and I wait for all of the beauty I search for, the romance I awaken to, the glory and the adventure and humble disguise. And if I stay, silence will shape words and pray in this holy place. Time and eternity in me, where you and I will keep sweet company. Just as I to love you, all other things are worthless, and you are always waiting for such faithfulness. And if I stay, silence will shape words of faith in this holy place. Time and eternity in me, where you and I will keep sweet company. This is where I rest. This is where I change. And this is where you are. And if I stay, silence will shape words of faith in this holy place. Time and eternity in me, where you and I will keep sweet company. Out of the darkness of my life. Well, on the way of love, I think that nothing can make us feel more lost than when we're suffering. It can be so hard to pray, so hard to trust. When St. Therese was dying of tuberculosis, God allowed her to even doubt the existence of heaven. Bishop Barron explains that St. Therese took this as God allowing her to experience what so many souls experience: a lack of faith, a lack of believing in God. I think about when Jesus, when he was on the cross, and he gave us his mother then, so that in every one of our crosses, she would stand at the foot of it. I love thinking about this is that Jesus does not leave us alone in our suffering, but he sends his mom. He sends his friends, right? When Therese was dying, the nuns asked her, "You will look down on us from high, will you not?" Jesus, "No, we will come down." We are never alone, even when the rockiest of roads. Walking on the broken river, through the shifting sea, I don't want to sleep, you take my hand. Let you under an old tree, in the quiet lane. I told you I've been wondering, you'd ask if I'd stay. Under your mantle now, I'm hoping you see this and shadow light down. Jesus still sits still, even among these rocks, dark peace in his will. Even among these rocks, there's light on your hill. Even among these rocks, will the bells will still play for children at the gate who will not go away and cannot pray. Will the bells will still play for the children at the gate who will not go away and cannot pray. Jesus, to sit still, even among these rocks, dark peace in his will. Even among these rocks, there's a light on your hill. Even among these rocks, will the birds will still pray for the children at the gate who will not go away and cannot pray. Thank you so much. So the little way is a way of total surrender. Whatever God throws our way, we're ready for it. Whatever path we need to go on. John Paul II wrote that the little way of trust and of total surrender of oneself to the grace of the Lord is not a way to be trivialized, as if it were less demanding. It is in fact demanding, as the gospel always is. So the little way is a way of trust and total surrender. It's giving God your agenda. It's giving God your way, your map. Do you guys know that St. Thérèse wanted to preach the gospel on all 5 continents? That was a great desire of her heart to be a missionary. And even this great saint, God did not fulfill that desire in this life anyway. And I struggle so much with this idea of self-surrender that I thought if I could just write a song about surrendering, then maybe it would help me. But then I couldn't do it. So I asked St. Ignatius to help me, and he wrote all the lyrics. We had a Zoom call. And he wrote all the lyrics, and I wrote the music to his beautiful prayer of total surrender to the will of God. Thérèse writes that Jesus has chosen you to show that the only way which leads to the divine fullness of love is a way of childlike surrender, the way of a child who sleeps, afraid of nothing in its father's arms. Take away, receive my liberty, my memory, understanding. I hold you. All I have, all I possess, you gave to me, Lord, I give it all back to you. Give me your love and your grace, for with it I have all that I need. Lord, I have all that I need. Take or receive. Do with it as you will, according to your own good pleasure. Give me your love and your grace, for with it I have all that I need. But I have all that I need. Take or receive. I give you all I am. I wasn't worthy. Give me your love and your grace, for with it I have all that I need. But I have all that I need. But I have all that I need. Take or receive, receive from me. All is well when one seeks nothing but the divine will. Saint Thérèse of Lisieux. So you may be thinking, all right, Marie, sure, this emphasis on merciful love is great if you are Saint Therese. I mean, how much mercy did this girl really need, right? And to be honest, for many years, I didn't really relate to Saint Therese at all because I'm thinking she's lived this perfect life. She never committed a mortal sin. I mean, how could she help me, a sinner? But what I learned is that this way of love, of total surrender to God's will, this idea that his merciful love is all that matters, is always about how good he is, not how good we are. And so this way of love is a way for sinners. Saint Therese can be a saint for sinners because it's about mercy. She writes, yes, I feel it, even if I had on my conscience all the sins that can be committed. I would go, my heart broken with sorrow, and throw myself into Jesus' arms. For I know how much he loves the prodigal son that returns to him. Therese had a great devotion to the thirst of Jesus. She writes, our Lord seemed to be whispering to me, give me to drink, as he did to the woman of Samaria. Wait a second. She's talking about the woman at the well. She wants to quench Jesus' thirst for love, just like the woman at the well. This virginal nun and a woman that has had 5 husbands can both satisfy the thirst of God. See, Jesus' thirst for love is not measured by our brokenness, but by his merciful love for us. Now, you guys might not know this, but Saint Therese wrote poems. She was a beautiful poet, and she wrote this poem. It's called I Thirst for Love. And she says, thou, the great God, whom earth and heaven adore, thou dwellst a prisoner for me night and day, and every hour I hear thy voice implore, I thirst for love always. Jesus encounters us wherever we are, and we get to experience his merciful love. I wrote a song about 3 women in scripture, and all of these women were very broken women. But God came to them, and he encountered them, and they were changed by merciful love. Went to the well in the middle of the day to hide my shame and steal away. Saw him there at the water's edge, my heart so thirsty and so dry. He spoke my name and saved my life, and he said, woman, oh woman, don't you know you're loved? Woman, oh woman, you're the heart of God. Oh woman, oh woman. Thrown to the ground to the ash and dust, a stone's throw away from the face of God. And he knelt down, drawn in the dirt, as one by one they dropped their stones. And when at last we were alone, he said, oh woman, oh woman, don't you know your worth? Woman, oh woman, cherished from the first. Oh woman, oh woman. You're deeper than your woundedness, you're brighter than your scars. Holy word of holy hands, this is who you are. Fearless is the voice you are, dignity is song. golden strength and radiance. This is who you are. This is who you are. To the break of dawn, with my broken heart and my broken soul, saw him there standing in the light, soothing don't seek the little break I have. I have chosen you to tell everyone. Well, we are wrapping up our journey on the way of love. I'm going to play my mandolin because I have to. It's my favorite. And I didn't know this, but this weekend is Good Shepherd Sunday, which is so beautiful because Kenny and I are it's gonna end with a prayer. But before I do, the whole theme of this, right, is the way of love. Thérèse says that I can only prove my love by scattering flowers. That is to say, by never letting slip a single little sacrifice, a single glance, a single word, by making profit of the very smallest actions, by doing them all for love. So how do we scatter flowers? By doing even the littlest things. Thérèse has a couple of great examples. One you may have heard. She's doing laundry with another nun, and the nun keeps just splashing her with water, and she's getting really annoyed. And she says, my first impulse was to draw back and wipe my face. To show the offender I should be glad if she would behave more quietly. But the next minute, I thought how foolish it was to refuse the treasures God offered me so generously. And I refrained from betraying my annoyance. And I refrained from betraying my annoyance. What a little thing, and that also sounds like the hardest thing that you can possibly do, right? Another beautiful example is that she would just volunteer to take an older and often grumpy nun from choir to dinner. And just like these tiny little things, right? So the way of love is a path of total surrender to the merciful love of God. Doing all things, even the smallest things, for love towards love. And something that's very important for me to think about is that using even my past sins as stepping stones towards Him. So whatever road you've been on, this is the way for you. I love the CFRs so much, and there is a CFR named Father Columba Jordan, and he has a beautiful video on Thérèse, and he says, if you understand her little way, you will understand the gospel. Because really, St. Therese's walk with Jesus is the original way of love, right? He's the original way of love. So how sweet is the way of love? One can fall, I know. There may be infidelities. Yet love knows how to turn all things to profit, quickly consuming everything which might displease Jesus, and leaving at the bottom of one's heart deep and humble peace. St. Thérèse, Story of the Soul. Which we have seen, miles and miles, wandering, searching for glory and praise for the sound of my name, looking down with stopping ache. The places I have is always made to know. How sweet is the way of love, how kind is that. I chose this road like a child night, never turning back. The humble heart faithful God, whatever comes, and in the past I have been like a little long steps. Love will be the way back home. Love will be the way back home. How sweet is the way of love, how kind is that. I chose this road like a child night, never turning back home at last, never looking back. You're the only way for me. How sweet is the way of love, how kind is that. I chose this road like a child night, never turning back, never turning back. Thank you, Tim. All right, Penny and I are going to end with a hymn for you guys, a prayer for the King of Love. The King of Love, my shepherd is, whose goodness faileth never. I nothing lack if I am His, and He is mine forever. Where streams of living waters flow, my ransom soul He leadeth, and where the burning pastures grow, where food celestial feedeth. Perverse and foolish oft I stray, but yet in love He sought me, and on His shoulder gently laid, and home rejoicing brought He. In death's dark veil, I fear no ill. With Thee, dear Lord, beside me, Thy rod and staff, my comfort still, Thy cross before to guide me. And so through all the length of days, Thy goodness will and forever. Thank you so much. God bless you. We'll see you at the champagne reception. This is how I roll. Thank you guys so much. God bless.